Hi everyone, this is your homework tonight. This is what you'll be doing after you finish your quiz. But before you take the quiz, I just kind of wanted to go through this with you and show you what I want you to do. And even here I said the first one has been done for you. I meant to write it out before I copied it for you. But that's okay because you'll probably understand it better if you see me do it in a video anyway. So we've kind of already done all of these pieces and now I'm just asking you to do it together. So first thing, identify the congruence theorem. And remember, when I'm talking about congruence theorem, that is side, 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 angle, side, angle, angle, side, and HL. Those are our congruence theorems that we've talked about so far. Okay, so just like the homework you did the other day, remember the one that we corrected and regraded? You're just looking at these triangles and naming which one of these theorems works. But then, after you name the theorem, you have to list for me what the three pieces are that are actually congruent to each other and tell me why they're congruent, okay? And then you're going to write a congruent statement, which remember, a congruent statement is like when you say triangle blah, blah, blah is congruent to triangle blah, 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 okay? So, for number one, if this had been on that assignment where you just had to name the theorem, I hope you would have looked at this and said, well, I have a side, and then this side in the middle is also congruent to itself, okay? So this would be side, side, side. All right, so that piece you should be really good at by now. But now what I want you to do is I want you to take that side, 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 and you should be able to list then three pairs of sides that are actually congruent. So for example, marked in the picture for me originally, CD or DC was congruent to DA. That was marked for me. So DC is congruent to DA. And I would put next to that that that's given. Anything that is marked for you in the picture to begin with, you can list as given. Okay, because that I gave you that information. I told you that that was true. So we got that one. The other one that was given was AB and CB. And that was also given. And then the third side, we marked this one for ourselves, okay? So I can say that BD is congruent to BD, and that one is by the reflexive property. So anytime you're saying something is congruent to itself, that's the reflexive property. Okay, so that's what I really want you to do is I want you to name the theorem first, but then whatever theorem you name, the three pieces, you should be able to list specifically what pieces are congruent to what and why are they congruent. And then the last thing I'm going to do is right here, triangle, and remember this is where I can name the first triangle any way I want. So if I name this ABD, then I would name the second triangle, let's see, ABD would go with CBD. So that's the congruent statement, okay? And you have more space on these other ones, so it shouldn't look all crammed in. But that's the general idea here. So you're going to name a theorem, you're going to name the pieces, and remember, in a lot of it's given to you. Probably one or two of the three is going to be given, and then you just have to say if there's anything where there's reflexive property. Or for example, I'm looking in number 3. Number 3 has vertical angles, so you could name these angles and say, hey, I know those are congruent because of vertical angles, things like that. The one thing I would like you to do right now before you start is flip over to number 7. Number 7, I left a marking out of the diagram. I would like you to mark that side WV is parallel to side ZY. Okay, that should have been part of your original markings. Remember, those arrowheads mean that those sides are parallel. And then I want you to think about what you know with parallel lines. That's going to get you some more information in this problem. Okay, so with all of these, you're going to name the theorem just like you've been doing, list the three pieces specifically, name them from the picture, and tell me why they're congruent, and then write one big congruent statement for your two triangles. Okay, this is due tomorrow. We will go over it and correct it tomorrow in class.